It's my pleasure now to introduce Katherine Henderson, new CEO and President of Hockey Canada. 2 months ago, we announced the hiring of Katherine Henderson as our new CEO and President. As we mentioned a moment ago, this is Kathy's very first week. We didn't want to give her too much time to get too comfortable, so here in her very first week, she's here to address us, podium, and we're delighted to introduce her to you at this summit. Kathy has a tremendous vision for the future of Hockey Canada. We believe that she's poised to lead us through this period of transformational change. Kathy, I'll invite you to take the podium now.
Minister Qualtrough, Dr. Littlechild, and Honourable Hugh Fraser, thank you so very much. And good morning, everyone. Merci et bon matin tout le monde. We certainly didn't plan it this way, but I can't think of a better way in my first few days, literally day 4, at Hockey Canada as my first public activity in this role to attend the summit beyond the boards. As a participant, as a partner, as a fan, as an employee, as a leader in sport, and as a parent of athletes. For the last 2 months after the congratulations, the number one question for me, la première question pour moi, that I've been asked is why, pourquoi? Why Hockey Canada? Why me? Why do I want to do this? Why do I want to lead Hockey Canada into the future? I can certainly start with the Hockey Canada. What we all know is that the hockey part of this is fantastic, exhilarating, ever-interesting game. Its speed and skill and grace and strategy give it the hallmark of sport that is absolutely great. And it's great for fans and participants and players alike. It's a constant sit on the edge of your seat competition as a fan and parent. So that part, it's easy to love hockey. On the Canada side of Why Hockey Canada, hockey here is something that is powerful and it is palpable in our communities and in the country. We have shared so many great moments together, and these include those at the local rink and ones that we have celebrated as global excellence as a country. So it's a great sport done in a great country. That's why that's wonderful for me. Done well, hockey provides deeply good experiences for Canadians and families, delivering lifelong memories and collective celebration that cross generations and political boundaries. Done well, it contributes to health, happiness, learning, friendships, pride, a sense of being part of something that is bigger than us. If you're in the room today, you've likely experienced hockey done well, and how it's played a role in your life and shaped your thinking about sport, and about belonging, and about community. But some people in this room have had experiences with hockey that have not lived up to the standard that we should be expecting. And I know that this has also shaped their thinking about sport and belonging and community. Exclusion has just as powerful but negative effects on health, on happiness, learning, friendships, pride, and a sense of being part of something bigger than yourself. It must be a terrible thing to not feel part of the hockey community when it is so important to so many of your fellow Canadians. Nelson Mandela famously stated that sport has the power to change the world, and I believe that. I also believe that hockey, with its size, its scale, and its immense presence in the lives of so many Canadians, can be and must be a power to create positive change in the lives of Canadians. But hockey, in order to truly be good for all, must start with the idea that sport needs to be based within a framework of internationally recognized human rights. Hockey needs not only to protect the rights of every stakeholder, including athletes, participants, fans, communities, employees, volunteers, the media, and advocates, but hockey must also address behaviors and structures that cause these harm. The Global Center for Sport and Human Rights advises us that in order for us as a sport to be a source of inspiration for decades to come, stakeholders need to forge collective solutions to address sport and human rights challenges that are beyond the body of any, or beyond the capacity of any single body to resolve. This will mean that the power of the future benefits of hockey that will be realized through change in hockey comes from all of us in coordination, alignment, and mutually beneficial support for our principles and our actions. In other words, we do this together or it does not get done. I know that with all the leadership in here, and I know many of you in here, with the courage to put what is not good on the table, and with your willingness to listen and consider and reconsider, to confront root causes, that with steely resolution, we can make hockey and sport in Canada mean so much more to so many more people. As I've worked with many of you before, and I look forward to working with many of you in the future. You're all here for a reason. Very curated group of people here. Each of those are people who have put up their hand to say the only way we can deliver what is best for the game of hockey is to deliver what is unequivocally the best for those that hockey needs to serve. Over the next few days, we get a chance to turn off our devices, please do, lower the noise around us, situate ourselves in a place of learning and reflection. One of the best parts of hitting the pause button is that we get a chance to reframe who we are and what we are doing when we walk out the door at the end of this summit. Because I think each of you has entered here as a willing participant and a contributor, but I'd like you to give yourself permission to leave this summit with the knowledge that you are definitively a hockey, a sport, and a community leader that will be part of a relentless pursuit of creating better hockey and better sport for all. Meaningful change starts somewhere, and it is started in this room. We will keep going and going because that's what the pursuit of hockey excellence is, so much more than solely podium greatness. We're in a world in which context in which sport is delivered is constantly changing. So what's good today is not going to be nearly good enough tomorrow. And this creates a complex and challenging leadership scenario for all of us. But coming through this summit, as well as the ones that will follow, will give us that perfectly imperfect leadership map that allows us to take those next steps into the future with the confidence that we are progressing and with the humility of knowing that there is always so much more to learn and grow from. We will have plans. We are going to lean into this. We will take action, and we will learn from triumphs, and we will acknowledge and learn from our failures. So back to this why part. First of all, this role is kind of daunting for me, and I expect for you as well. Like you, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to address these issues, but I do know that issues that we are talking about over the next few days are real, and they are detracting from participants and fans having positive hockey experiences. Many of the things we will talk about will be intimidating because it will mean change. Our plans might mean that we will have to rethink some of the things that we hold dear and believe to be true or an intrinsic part of hockey. The summit is but one step to understand a problem and begin to map out where we need to go, who needs to be on, and frankly, who needs to get off the bus, where we are going, and what are the resources we need to get there. I'm hoping we can find focus on the places on the map where our efforts will have the greatest impact. So over the next few days, I invite you to suspend linear thinking and listen and become aware of how new information is shaping your thinking. In your discussions, I encourage you to work with empathy, cognitive empathy, where you seek to understand another's perspective, emotional empathy, where you try to feel what the other person is feeling, and with empathic concern, where you try to understand what others need from you. In that way, knowledge will shape and bolster not just learning, but wisdom, courage, humility, our willing discomfort, our service-mindedness, and our creativity. All of this will be embedded in how we plan our pathways. And I'm going to add, in order to confront our fears with one another, we also have to acknowledge the public is listening to us right now. They want to see where we're going, and because we're going to be asking them respectfully to come along with us. That's also daunting, but I also see it as encouraging, because it's rooted in the fact that the public cares about hockey, and that care makes what we are doing important. Hockey matters to so many more than all of us in the room, and when things matter, they are discussed, and they are discussed publicly. So our steps will be considered and discussed and debated. And there's going to be those who think we are moving too quickly or not quickly enough, that we are thinking too narrowly or too aspirationally, that public discussion should serve to remind us that what we are doing matters and that there is more wisdom that lies outside this room or this summit. However, considering the public can also lead to a type of paralysis around not wanting to make a mistake that can lead to shallow, performative, or even non-action. John Maxwell said the greatest mistake we'll ever make is living in fear that we will make one. And that enormous future, I believe that the enormous future opportunities for hockey will be on the other side of what scares us. I applaud all of you today. Those of you that have embraced courageous conversation, you are another reason why I'm here today. You being you and coming to Calgary, you're acknowledging that you want to listen, learn, and grow, make a difference, and create a better and healthy future. And that's why I'm here as well. I can't wait to work alongside you on these things that matter. I'm very optimistic about the future of hockey in Canada. We can be that aspirational sport for all. Hockey that not only includes different people, but values them. Hockey that is enriched by change. Hockey that deserves and earns the celebration and good collective memories for all Canadians. Of course, being Canadian, we will continue to evangelize around the globe. Today, it is truly an honor for me to have joined Hockey Canada and to be able to work with all of you in my new role. Aujourd'hui, c'est vraiment un honneur pour moi de me joindre à Hockey Canada et de pouvoir travailler avec vous dans mon nouveau rôle. The future of hockey is limitless, and it is imperative that we work together to help the sport that all of us hold in such high regard to realize a healthy, successful, and sustainable future. And I'm as eager as you are to hear from our presenters and panelists, and I thank them for being here. I'm still old school. I still write in a notebook. I'm expecting some healthy writer's cramp. I thank you in advance for your contributions to such a critical event and for your very, very warm welcome. A special thanks to Pat and Denise and the rest of the planning committee for this, for the board for being so courageous to put this on the table, and for their support of me. So let's start with big aspirations and let's leave with the journey map. Our job now is to listen, to try something, to reflect, to listen, to fail, to pick ourselves up again, to listen, to celebrate a win, to listen, to try, and I think you get the picture. We will do this indefinitely and always as environments change around us and new pathways get built. Carpe futurum. Thank you all, and merci à tous.